at least we are better off. Kuna watu wenye hawana mikono, kuna watu hawana miguu, or there is someone with a life-threatening disease. How many times have you come across such an explanation from people? Should I call it an explanation or an opinion? I think an opinion makes a lot of sense. How many times have you come across such an opinion? And in fact, you, yes, I'm talking to you, the hyperhidrosis family. How many times have you made such cutting remarks? Yes, they are cutting remarks. Let us dive into this. Welcome to the Situationship. I believe you have made such remarks. If not you, imetoka kwa mtu mwingine. This could be your family members, your parents, ama marafiki wako, or even your colleagues. We can even take this further. Across different platforms, the social platforms we have, or even forums, people have made such statements. And I'm here to question those remarks because indeed they are cutting remarks. It does not make sense for us to compare struggles. Now, think about it. You, as the person living with hyperhidrosis or other sweat-related issues, when you tell someone else who struggles with sweat that at least for us is just sweat, that kuna mtu hana mikono, kuna mtu hana miguu. Now put yourself or place yourself in the situation of someone who doesn't have hands or feet. What do you think such a person wishes to have? Because when they look at us, I personally, mimi sielewi struggles zao of what they go through. This is just my opinion. Mtu mwenye hana mikono akituangalia sisi sasa, the people with sweat issues, do you know what goes on in their minds? Kuna kitu moja wao husema and they wish, heri nikwe kama wao wenye wana sweat kwa mikono, but I get to have what? I get to have hands. I get to experience what it feels kuwa na nini? Mikono. For something as simple as shaking hands, greeting people, yani, to them it's not even about having money. Sabu, at the back of their mind, they are constantly just telling themselves, you know what? If I had hands, if I had a pair of hands, I would work hard to make money. So when they are looking at us with our struggles, because again, I do not belittle sweat issues. Personally, I have excessive sweat in hyperhidrosis, palmar, plantar, and axilla. To compare those struggles, does it even solve any? Not solving. Is it even a source of encouragement? Honestly, to be honest. Because what you deem as being worse, there is someone who's going through it and they wished that they could trade places with us. even though sisi wenyewe tunajua personally it's not easy. Imagine simple day-to-day activities like operating your smartphone, driving, writing. Simple tasks are very cumbersome when you have sweat. But when you're trying to put your point across and you're using someone else's struggle to show someone who has sweat issues that they are better off than someone mwenye hana mikono, really, is it encouraging? Because personally, I don't think we should be using such statements because they are cutting remarks. Let me use even a different example. And this one was used a long time ago, back in 2018 when, we're initializing HAK, when we were hyperhidrosis initiative. There was someone who told me, I've gone through your story. I had the pleasure of watching your interviews, but at least be thankful because there are people with life-threatening diseases. There is someone battling. There is someone fighting for their life right now because they are battling cancer. By all means, I know they didn't mean, by all means, I don't think walikuwa wanajaribu or rather they did not say it in a bad way. By all means, walikuwa wanani wish good. They were wishing me well and they were trying to encourage me. But you see, it didn't come out right. Because at the end of the day, the way I use logic, for me, I use logic. I don't just jump into things emotionally. When I sit down and I use logic, when you say such a thing to me, first and foremost, I don't judge you because I know you're trying to encourage me. That's number one. Number two, it doesn't make sense to me because now I end up putting myself kwa viatu ya huo mwenye ako na hiyo cancer. I place myself in the shoes. I fit the shoes of a cancer patient. Remember, I lost my dad 20 years ago to cancer. I know the struggles. I saw what my dad was going through, what it put our family through, because cancer is no joke. But if there's one thing I cannot profess, if there are words I cannot profess, is that I know how it feels. I don't know. So in this case, nijieke kwa viatu ya huo mtu mwenye ako na hiyo cancer. Now imagine me telling someone who has cancer, I know it's tough, but thank God it's not HIV AIDS because there's someone out there with HIV AIDS and it's tough for them. See, now I'm comparing struggles hapa. Kuna one with cancer, now ninamwambia yako, at least yako si AIDS, kuna mtu ako na AIDS. And then I go to someone who has HIV AIDS, you know what? At least yours is not as bad as cancer, someone with cancer, because you can use ARVs and with a proper diet, you can have an extended life. You can even live for long. And then I meet after mtu mwenye ako na brain tumor nimwambie, at least hauna Ebola. It's not making any sense. Comparing struggles haisaidii. Instead, what the Sweat family should be doing is using your personal stories. Use yourself as an example. Stop comparing Wacha kuwaambia at least kuna mtu mwenye ati si tuko sawa because of our sweat, kuna mtu hana mikono. That is not, personally, I don't think that makes any sense. I don't think that's even an encouragement. Those are cutting remarks. Think about it. Like telling someone who has sweaty feet that at least you should be thankful kuna mtu hana miguu. Because that person mwenye hana miguu, they will give everything to even have those sweaty feet. Start using your stories. Start using your experiences. Start using yourself. Give yourself. By yourself, I mean use your experiences. Kaa chini na huo mtu mwenye ako na hizo sweat issues. Use yourself as an example. Show them, this is what I go through. These are my sweaty palms. I have challenges, I have this, but I have overcome 1, 2, 3. How did I do it? Give an account. For those who graced HAK and gave us the pleasure of shooting their stories and having them on our YouTube channel, you can be sharing those links. And let us move away from this thing of at least we are better off. There are people with life-threatening diseases with a reduced lifespan. It does not make any sense. Let us not operate using the same blueprint as every other person. Always put yourself into or fit, jaribu kujieka kwa viatu ya huyo mtu. Put yourself in that situation. If you had HIV/AIDS, if you had cancer, or if you had any of these life-threatening or any other life-threatening disease, would you want someone to encourage you by telling you that yours is not a worst case? There is someone who has a shorter lifespan. I don't think that's the right way to always look at things. So for every remark that comes out of you, ebu ifikirie kwanza. Hakuna mahali I've shot a video and I talked about, we are better off. There are people with no hands and feet, because I know that doesn't make sense. Logically, I don't think I'll be encouraging anyone by using such cutting remarks.